from Spiritual Journeys with Merilee. I wanted to pop on because I was inspired by a dream this morning, and I rarely remember my dreams. So when I remembered that um, my dream wanted me to be going live and talking about my process. And when I say my process, I mean the process that happens to me when I do an intuitive reading and what is happening. Now, people say that I am good at explaining this because, well, one, I was a teacher for 30 years, but also because I'm a lawyer. So for many years, I was paid to talk and explain things. So I wanted to just say that my process may not be what people expect, but it might match somebody else's process. And that's the point. So that if you are experiencing your own gifts and you're not sure what to do with them and you feel alone, maybe something that I say will resonate with you and you won't feel so alone. And I just want everybody to know that even though there's a structure to it, this is all energy that I feel. It's a different form of energy each time, and where it comes from may be different, but it's energy. So before I do anything, when I read, before I meet a client, whether online or in person, I connect my heart chakra because everything comes from the heart. And I connect my heart chakra to my throat chakra, to my third eye, to my crown chakra, and then up to my higher self, and then to source. And I ask them to support me in the reading. I ask my guides, my spirit guides, my guardian angels, relatives who have passed. I ask everybody to come in and support the space of the reading. So typically, a reading will start with me asking the client to repeat their name 3 times. What this does is it connects me to their energy, and I can see a color, and I move my color in my head just off from that color so that I'm not in their energy, but I can read it. Then I start seeing colors regarding the person. And the colors are every color of the rainbow, but then I will either have a knowing of what the color means, or I will hear a verbal message almost as to what the color means. And it's very clear and specific. The color is in front of my eyes as I read. Most of my reading I do with my eyes closed, but then there is a point where I am not doing the reading anymore and the energy is coming through me and I can open my eyes. So some of these colors can be related to to chakras or layers of auras, and I know that when I'm reading. I have a knowing of what I'm looking at, that, oh, I'm seeing orange. That's related to your sacral chakra, and we need to, and we'll have a conversation about that maybe at the end or then, because spirit might have a message, or there might be other messages that come in. But it always starts with color for me. And it doesn't mean the colors keep coming all through the reading. It can, but my process is to process what comes and to give that to the client, because my process changes based on the client and who they are and who is sitting in front of me. So I also can get messages from what is known either as the Akashic records or the collective consciousness, and I receive them. And I also can receive messages from the other side. These are not sought out. I can't guarantee that this would happen in a reading. So these experiences are not sought out. They come to me. And when they come, both either from the Akashic records or from the family that has crossed over of the clients, it always comes in from the right. I see the images come in from the right and then they center in front of me. And spirit, I don't know why. I don't know, but I know my Akashic Records guide sends me the message out from the Akashic Records, and I see it and I verbalize it to the client. Or I can have a person come in and they're on the other side and they have a message for the client. And for example, I did a reading where I all of a sudden started seeing kisses, like the emoji kisses when you text, the red lips, and they were like going in and out, kissing me, and like just kissing, kissing, kissing. And so I asked the client if they had anybody in their family who had, who had that habit of just kissing everybody. And the person who recently lost someone and was thinking of that person and said, no, I don't remember anyone like that. So we went on with the reading, and the lips are still sitting there. Now they're sitting on my left. They're waiting. I can see them. They're waiting. And all of a sudden, I've moved on, but I know that this person is going to be recognized at some point because they're waiting. And I move on, and the person in the middle of everything goes, "Oh my God, my grandmother! She used to kiss everybody." And then all of a sudden, that kiss came directly at me, and I got the message, which was she was with her. She was, very proud of her, of the client, and that the kiss, whenever she saw it, the red lipstick, when she saw that, it meant that her grandmother was with her at that moment and was loving her and caring for her. But that was a sign from her grandmother that she was with her. So that was kind of cool. Yeah. So the Akashic Records, I've had an experience where somebody has identified something that happened. I explained an image that I saw, which was a person and a horse, and the person was very surprised, and because they never told anybody about horses in their lives, and they had been taking care of horses, not riding horses, not doing any of those things, but taking care of horses, feeding them, rubbing them down, washing them, all the things that you do if you're volunteering at a horse rescue. And that's what she was doing. And she came to the conclusion after telling me, because I didn't really have a vivid memory of it, because I don't always remember what I say. She said she believed that it was karma, because she always had a feeling that someone in her past that was a relative had mistreated horses. And that's why she felt the need to take care of them, but not to ride them, or, not to be in what that person called the lifestyle. So that was kind of cool. Actually, that client had her father come in too and say he was with her, and then leave her evidence that he was there because a black walnut fell on her car right at the moment I said, "Your father's here." So it was pretty cool. So that can happen, but I can't guarantee it because those people are coming to me. I'm open to them, and my guides are allowing it, but I don't have those. I cannot go myself into the Akashic Records. I've been trained to, but my guide comes to me. And I've also been trained as a medium, but people come to me. So I can't guarantee that that will happen, but I give the message as it's given to me. So I also, because I have a number of loved ones who have passed, I have sibling energy that I recognize. I have grandmother, grandfather, mother, father energy that I can recognize. And that's how I was able to identify the the kiss as grandmother, because grandmothers are pink. I told you colors. Grandmothers are pink. Um, it's not always a name. Like I said, I don't think I've ever gotten a name. It's just been a relationship. And the person always says that the relationship is accurate. And what I say about what they say is accurate. Um, it is a privilege to be able to um, receive those messages and to be able to give them to people. And by the end of a reading, we may be talking about spiritual journeys and how the person themselves can continue on their spiritual journey. I very much believe that I'm supposed to do this. And if you've been following spiritual journeys with Merilee, I have told a little bit about my spiritual journey so far, and I have not yet talked about my near-death experiences, which I think really opened me up to this energy. However, I had this energy in my life since I was 3 years old. And I won't go into detail here. That's not what this is for. But I knew it was there, but there were things that happened that just like cracked me open. And I sought out teachers. Now, I had already had Reiki training because at this point today, as I talk to you, I'm a 30 plus year Reiki master. And yes, so that's my process. And it works for me. I also am a Reiki healer. I do give online I do give online readings, and I do give online healing. So if you're interested in making an appointment, you can go to my Instagram, which is at Spirit Source Healing at that's Spirit Source Healing, and you can DM me, or you can email me directly at spiritsourcehealing@gmail.com. And you can go and take a look at my website, which is www.spiritsourcehealing.co, not com. I don't even want to talk about it. It's supposed to be, so it's .co, co, not .com. Well, this is my process. Thank you for watching and listening, and hopefully seeing what being able to relate if you need to. And I love you all. And when you can, let's make some magic.